What if the moon wasn't empty when we got there? What if humanity's greatest space achievement wasn't a discovery, but a return? And what if one of history's darkest regimes didn't disappear in 1945, but simply went somewhere we weren't looking? This is the Nazi moon base conspiracy. And the real mystery is not whether it's true, but why so many people believe it. World War II officially ended in 1945. But for millions of people, it didn't feel over. Top Nazi officials vanished. Secret weapons were never fully explained. And suddenly, the victors weren't just hunting soldiers, they were hunting scientists. Rocket scientists. The United States secretly brought Nazi engineers into its military and space programs. This was Operation Paperclip. And at the center of it, Werner von Braun, a man who designed weapons for Hitler and later designed the rocket that took humans to the moon. To the public, this raised an unsettling question. How does a defeated nation end up shaping humanity's leap into space? For some, the answer was simple. They were already far ahead. The Nazis had real technological advances. Jet aircraft, ballistic missiles, early spaceflight experiments. The V-2 rocket reached the edge of space in the 1940s. So people started asking, if they could reach space, then what else could they reach? Antarctica, underground bases, and eventually the moon. No documents, no proof. But in an era of secrecy, missing answers felt suspicious. Here's where history quietly slips into fiction. The 1950s and 60s were absolutely flooded with pulp novels, comics, and films, each one imagining secret Nazi survival, hidden technologies, and even space colonies. These stories didn't just stay on bookstore shelves, they merged with public anxiety. Fiction didn't just entertain people, it trained them how to imagine. Now, just add Cold War paranoia. The United States and the Soviet Union were spying, lying, and building weapons in total secrecy. People knew, that governments hid things. So when officials said, there is no Nazi moon base, well, for some, that actually sounded like confirmation. Conspiracies really thrive where trust collapses. Apollo 11 lands on the moon. For most of humanity, it was a triumph. But for conspiracy thinkers, it was a trigger. Why did we stop going? Why were some images unclear? Why did everything happen so fast? And then comes the leap. What if astronauts saw something they weren't supposed to talk about? Again, there's just no evidence. But conspiracy thinking doesn't really need proof. It just needs possibility. This theory survives because it mixes a few things: real history, real secrecy, real fear, along with one powerful reward: the feeling of knowing something others don't. Belief becomes identity. And once a story explains the chaos of history, well, letting it go feels like losing control. So here's the truth. There is no evidence of a Nazi moon base. But the story itself reveals something real. When technology moves faster than trust, people will invent explanations that feel safer than uncertainty. The conspiracy isn't about Nazis on the moon. It's about how fear can turn imagination into belief.